Hi, my name is John Prensner, and I'm a pediatric neuro-oncologist and assistant professor at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Clinically, I treat patients with pediatric brain cancers, and in the lab I study those brain cancers to try to identify new aspects of their biology and new cures that we might bring back to the patients. In this work, supported by the Curing Kids Cancer Foundation, we're studying a cancer called Atypical Teratoid Rhabdoid Tumor, or ATRT. This is a cancer that's extremely aggressive. It requires chemotherapy and surgery and sometimes radiation therapy, and even with all that treatment, many children will have their cancer come back and then they may not survive. So we know that this cancer needs to have new treatments and new ideas on how to treat them. So with Curing Kids Cancer, we're working on a project to identify a new pathway that we think might be something that we can bring back to the clinic. What we're studying is how these ATRT cells signal to each other and signal within themselves to be able to have that cancer grow and spread and be so aggressive. And what we've learned is that this process of signaling, this message sending, is incredibly critical for having these cells to live. So you can think about this message sending like when you want to order an item online. You might go to a website of a store, you find the item you want, and then ultimately you'll click like an order button or a submit button, and then what happens after that? Your computer will send a signal to somewhere else, to the company, and the company will receive that signal and then find your item and ship it back to you. Well, that process of sending that signal from one to the next is something that we think cancer cells also do. They use this to communicate what types of behaviors they need to do. And this is incredibly important for these ATRT cells. Now, we've learned that this is not just biologically important. We also think it's important for children with this disease. We found that we can actually block or prevent this signaling with certain drugs, and that when we use those drugs, the ATRT cells die and they can no longer survive. So we're hoping that this work will be able to bring new clinical trial options to children with this type of brain cancer. And the support of the Curing Kids Cancer Foundation has been just so integral to what we're doing to help projects like our research move forward for these children. Thank you for sharing our heart for cures.